Hi everyone, this is Zaza.
I'm Fix.
Welcome to
The Walk.
The walk of loss. Oh my goodness. You know, loss instills a lot. There's a lot good loss, man. When you lose someone special, when you lose your loved ones, when you don't even get a chance to see your loved ones. You know, you lose someone through stillbirth, miscarriages. You know, it gets deep. Loss is something, it's never, I try leggy. We don't get used to it. You can't say, oh, one bunny is whatever.
thing.
Yeah. You know, as much as it happens all the time, but OMG, it is.
It's a
it
big
gets deep.
thing. Yeah.
It always goes deep. It always gets down. But the loss of a child, stillbirth, miscarriages, yo. I'm a wounds.
Different.
Those are forever. I feel like those are wounds,
Yeah.
rather than anything else. They it's sort of go by wound for you. You understand? So yeah, Ncumi. This is Ncumi, guys.
Hello.
Umngani, my friend. Umngani, this is Ncumi, my friend. So Ncumi will be telling us today about the only thing that, drives women insane. I mean,
Mad.
I wouldn't say it's just women, but, mad. Yeah.
Mad. You go mad.
Yeah. Ncumi will be sharing with us about her experiences of loss. And you're just going to talk again.
Yeah.
Talk before I even say anything. Talk.
Okay. First of all, I just want to say thank you for inviting me to this
a pleasure.
show of The Walk. And it is a big thing, and for me to be sharing about my loss. So, and I believe I'm not the first one, and I'm not the last one. A lot of women, they go through loss out there.
Definitely.
So, now talking about my, being specific about myself, I lost, 2 pregnancies. So, now I've got two children, but I lost 2, the first ones. How it happened. The first one, it was actually now at 30 weeks, which was 7 months. And I was so ready for this baby. I was looking forward to, having this baby. And, when you first fall pregnant, you're like, oh my God, The only thing that I was imagining was, so I'm having a human being inside
of me.
my
Oh
tummy.
my goodness, yeah.
And I was like, how is this going to come out? What's the
It's
process?
exciting though. It's very
How
exciting.
does it feel?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I've seen people having children, but for me, it was my first.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know what to expect and all that. So anyway, as usual, I was going through all my checkup appointments. I was well in myself. I was happy, everything. And then, because it was a planned pregnancy anyway.
Yes.
So which was even more exciting.
Yeah.
So
You've got your partner there, you are there, and you are ready.
I was
you are ready.
ready.
It's like,
I was
let it go.
ready.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
married and ready for, the
In your
next
life.
level.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and then this day, I just had this pain. And I thought, what is that? It just feels a bit strange. But anyway, I kind of ignored it. I got on with my day-to-day things that I was doing. And then later on, my husband was at work at that time. So when he was coming back to work, driving home, we normally call each other at that time. And I was like, you know what? I've got this pain. I don't understand what's going on. So he got home. Then we went to the hospital. And I explained to them what was happening to me. And they said, they checked everything, my blood pressure. They were like, oh my God, your blood pressure is so high. They called it preeclampsia. So I thought, okay, so what does this mean? Because I had no idea of all this.
Yeah.
So they gave me some tablets And after that, no pain, nothing. It was just the normal day to day. And they wanted to keep me because they said they might need to be checking on the baby because it didn't look like the baby had grown.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 29 weeks then. Yeah, 28, 29 weeks. And when they kept checking me, they said, no, it looked like the baby is still like a 20-week
Oh my
growth.
gosh. And 29 weeks, that's where it's actually like flowing. Yeah.
And to me, surprisingly, because I could feel the baby kicking on and off. But you know, when it's your first pregnancy, you don't understand, is it a baby kicking or what's going on? So anyway, moving on, I stayed in hospital because that's what they wanted me to do.
Yeah.
I kept going through all these checks and observations and everything. They're monitoring the baby. And they told me, we have to do different tests, which they did. And they said the baby hasn't grown. And I'm like, okay, so what does that mean? So what do we do? And they said there's options. Option one is we just monitor, see how things are. You just on bed rest, try to eat a bit more and everything. Option two is we can take the baby out, but it's going to be a different kind of a C-section. It goes like that instead of like that. I was like, oh, okay. So what are the disadvantages and of
They're
that?
trying to find out what's
going on. So they said, but the risks are very high and there's no guarantee for both of you. So the baby might survive, might not survive. It might be sometimes some people want the baby to come out and then the baby doesn't survive and then you are left with so many other complications because that type of surgery is a bit complicated. So I was kind of in between. So what do I do? But in the end, I felt, you know what? I'm just going to leave it to God. If this baby is meant to grow, the baby will grow.
Amen.
So I stayed in hospital. And then after that, this one day, I went for my checkup. It was around 2:00, I remember very well. I went to see the midwives there and coming from this room I was staying in. So, and then she came and then she checked. I was with my husband there and they looked at each other, the two midwives, called the other one to check. And I was like, okay, something is definitely not right. And I hadn't felt the baby move, to be honest. So they called the senior midwife and everyone, and they're like, "Oh, I'm really sorry. The baby's heartbeat has stopped." Those were their words. I was like,
just like that.
What do you mean? So the baby's no longer living inside me? Oh my God, that was the scariest. So they told me the options.
And the baby was already, we said it was 29 weeks.
At that time, 30 weeks.
Wow.
30, 31 weeks. Because I'd stayed in hospital close to 2 weeks. So I was like, oh, wow. So what do I do? And I thought, because the first day when I had this pain, I had gone to buy, I actually decided, what if the baby comes? And I panicked because I didn't have a nappy, I didn't have a vest, I didn't have anything. So I went to the shops, I bought everything. So I thought, oh, well, maybe, the baby will come out and then I've got a few things I'm going to need.
Yeah, then I'll sort out the rest after.
Yeah. And, but then unfortunately, I was in that situation.
Wow.
Which my options were, I just chose for them to just induce me. And so I can just get over this thing. So they induced me. I started having these labor pains around midnight, And now I was like, before that, it's funny how we actually forget about some of this. When you're in a situation, I don't know whether it was God giving me peace.
Yeah.
because I actually forgot throughout that time. And now when I started having labor pains, it would then click in my head like, oh my God, yeah,
You're about to
I'm gonna
give birth to a still baby.
and this baby is not leaving.
Oh my God. My God. My
So
God.
I had, well, for me, it was the longest labor. I don't know, every woman is different. And then in the morning, around 6, baby came, breached. And that was just another complication, which was just raising all my anxieties. And, but moving on, baby came, oh, it's a girl, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, okay. So, and then they gave me the baby, same as whenever you give birth, they put the baby on you.
So you had to
So-
hold the baby now. You had to
Yes,
sort of, oh my gosh.
they gave me my baby, and surprisingly, do you know, God creates, I think God has a plan. He has always had a plan for us, even when He creates everything else out there. There's always a plan. Even that thing of you have a baby, they put the baby on you and you connect. So whether the baby was alive or not alive,
But the connection.
but they put the baby on me. And now that I've had other children, I realize, because the living ones, you put the baby and you're like, hello, you're like, you are so happy, and you actually connect with that baby. And that's exactly what I did with my baby. And I completely forgot that this baby is not alive.
Yeah.
And I hold the baby and everything. But, you could tell the baby was just so tiny, not fully developed. And
There's still
everything.
a lot of things that,
It's still things, like, because I had to support and put the lips together and everything.
Yeah.
And the head was a bit soft and
that's-
everything. So after that, and then I was like, okay, so what happens then? They were actually very good. They were very good with me. And they told me the options, and they spoke to me about having to register at the registry office, which was like, we register what? So
you have to
like
register
anything
birth
after
and
24
stuff. Okay.
weeks, you have to register.
Okay.
Which my husband did. He had to go and register and all that. They actually put baby born asleep. And I always had the name for the baby anyway, so we named the baby Imani. So Imani Kwaramba. So after that, I stayed in hospital for those few hours. They gave me an option of either going home or whatever I wanted to do. Initially, I was so scared. I thought, okay, I'm gonna stay here or what, but then, oh no. And then I went home. So fast forward, I went home, and then they said it was gonna be a funeral. Well, they will arrange a funeral for us. And then I had been in touch with the hospital, the chapel, and everything. They arranged for the funeral, and they told me the date. And I had very good support, actually, even from the church, from everyone.
So they arranged like sort of everything for you. That's good.
But the thing with me, when the news came and everything, I kind of didn't want people to know.
Yeah.
I didn't want a lot of phone calls.
You wanted it to just end.
I was in a rush for it to end, but end what? At the same time, I understood that this is what I'm going through. Let me just go through it. Yeah. So we did the funeral. Came with my baby in a nice white coffin. Her name engraved on the coffin in gold and everything. And then we laid her to rest in Stevenage, the cemetery there. So, which was beautiful. It was beautiful. I remember that day very well. And then I moved on, and yeah, that was my loss.
Wow.
Yeah. And after that, 2 years later, I decided, okay,
To try
let me
again.
try.
Yeah.
I tried, and I was like, oh, okay. And then, first few weeks and all that. And then you go to the midwife and they check and everything is fine. And then the other day I'm home and then I'm starting to have all these pains. And I thought, okay, what's going on? And then I'm starting to bleed. I was about 8 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Because I'd been for the scan. They wanted to scan me all the time because I was now
to keep checking
classified
as a risk.
as at risk.
Yeah.
So now when I started bleeding on a Sunday evening, I thought, what's going on? And then, yes, I was kind of miscarrying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just like bleeding, Jana, and
Yeah.
then you just realized even yourself that
I knew.
it was
Yeah, because of
miscarriage.
how I was bleeding and everything.
Wow.
So, and at that time I had started work and I only told my manager. I hadn't told everyone else that
everybody
I
else.
was pregnant. So, and then I bled until I stopped.
Yeah.
And then I had no pain, I had nothing. In the morning, I'm thinking, Monday morning, okay, what do I do with myself? And I woke up, I thought, I'm not going to sleep in this bed. I'm just going to be miserable if I sleep and not go to work.
Yeah.
So let me just wake up and go to work. I went to work saying, everyone, hi, how are you? How was your weekend? And, oh, I'm fine. I had a nice weekend. Yeah, it was fine. I was at home. And at that time, inside me, I was kind of like confused. I didn't know how to feel about what had happened last night.
Yeah.
But part of me was, do you know what? Come whatever may, I've already lost a child at 7 months. I've buried a child, which,
Which was more deep than...
that was more deep.
Yeah.
So to me, this was not as deep as that one, because that was 7 months of my baby
of having
living in me,
yeah.
and knowing the moves, the kicks, and everything.
And then you lost the baby.
So, in as much as it was also a painful incident,
Yeah.
but for me personally, I felt, okay, I'm not gonna dwell on this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna dwell on it.
Yeah.
So I kind of moved on that way. Yeah.
Yo, Mangani, that's deep, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. I mean, that's, oh my gosh. I don't know how I would have felt if that would have, happened to me, it doesn't matter. But I just want to know, how did you feel? Oh my gosh. This is big. Like, how were you feeling in this? And that's all I'm just thinking about. That's all that's just running in my head right now.
Loss is a loss. And I can never explain enough, because there is a lot of feelings. There is a lot of things that come into your head. And I felt very low. I felt I lacked confidence in myself as a woman. I felt like I've lost myself more than I've lost the baby.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I wanted to hide. I felt angry. And I was scared. Okay, so like, what's next now for me? I was very scared. What are the people going to think of me?
Yeah.
Is it me? But at the same time, I was like, but there's nothing that I could have done. Because every woman, it's a wish. But things have gone the opposite way for me.
Definitely.
So sometimes I did feel sorry for the people around me. Because they didn't know, some of them I could tell, they didn't know how to approach me. They didn't know what to say to me. And most of the time, I didn't want anyone to say anything to me because I didn't want to end up feeling sorry for them.
Yeah.
I went through a phase of just not wanting to see anybody. I just wanted to hide. I was scared of everything going on. I was scared of any private call that comes into my phone because
what
throughout the whole time, when the hospital rings you, it is a private call.
Yeah.
So that would really scare me. I just didn't want my phone. I'd had enough of that. But do you know what? I prayed. I had people praying for me. And I believe prayer works.
Definitely. All the time.
Prayer worked for me. I cried. I still cry. But prayer made things a bit better.
So Unkulunkulu, sort of God helped you heal.
God helped me.
Yeah.
God helped me. And the fact that, they say children live forever in our hearts. My baby would have been 10 this year. So to me, personally, she lives inside me.
Definitely.
Because I've experienced those 7 months with her inside me. And I've had that closure of burying her. I know exactly where I buried my baby. And like what I said, I know exactly what happened and everything.
Yeah.
And after that, I went through all the counseling and people praying for me and everything. And they gave me something to keep hold of. Where is it? Which I was, it really helped me. So they gave me this. Now, this is my angel.
Oh. So wherever you go, it's like that reminds you of the baby.
This, I know when I got it and how I got it and where. And this is my angel. And because I had went and bought her clothes and everything, this is one of the clothes, little cute vest, which my two kids, they both worn it. I don't give it away. It's mine. It's for my baby.
It's for your baby. Oh.
So, that was just my experience, really. I felt very low. I mean, loss is a journey. It's a journey.
Yeah.
I don't believe you recover from it.
No.
I have not recovered, and I don't know. I'm not expecting to recover. I don't know how that sounds.
No.
But the fact that 10 years later, I feel I haven't
You still
recovered.
feel like it was yesterday. That's it.
I've lived a life with this baby.
I felt like that as well because I've also suffered a miscarriage in the past. So I feel like the baby is a part of me. I feel like my puzzle is not complete without me putting the baby in that puzzle. Or like it feels like it's a part of you as you continue years and years. But it just still feels like it's still your part.
It is.
It's still there.
Yeah.
As much as like your angel, guiding angel that's just watching over you.
Let me tell you something.
There.
At some point, it was very hard for me to say I've got 2 children. Knowing that I've been pregnant 4 times.
Yeah. But then you have to say now 4.
I felt like 2. I'm betraying the 2.
The 2. Yeah.
So for some time, I would not even talk about my children.
Yeah.
But again, you get over some of the things. It's not fair on them and blah, 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 all that kind of thing. Yeah. So that's how I felt. But obviously, throughout that time, I knew at some point I have to move on.
Definitely.
I have to move on. I prayed, I cried, told myself, I'm not crying anymore. And then one little thing, there you go. Like
starting again.
Floods of tears. Do you know?
Hey.
And then they dry up. And then again, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be brave. Because at first I didn't even want to talk about it. And so for me to even come and talk about it now, so it's kind of a huge step.
Definitely.
It's a huge step, which
and
a lot of people that know me or know me recently have known me. They don't know. Not everybody knows.
No.
Not everybody.
You don't know where somebody's coming from.
Yes.
The pain somebody's coming in. You don't know.
It's one of those, it's even difficult to start initiating
Yeah.
that kind of topic.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, MG. How did you do it? How did you do it, man? How did you move on, man? Yo, man. Yo, I know, as we said before, that the baby never goes anyway.
No.
The baby still lives in you.
Yeah,
It still
forever.
lives around you. Spirit, everything. The baby's always there. But it's the moving on, man. To just pick up your things and say, Yazin, this is it. I need to get on with life.
Yeah.
Yo,
That's the hardest.
On my side, I found it difficult, but I just suffered Elend for, I think my baby was 15 weeks. 15 weeks? Yeah, was already going to 3 months. Is it? Yeah, it was already going there. So for me, it was a matter of, I didn't get to birth. Yes, I don't know. It's like, even, I don't know, as much as it's a loss and it's everything, I appreciated that I never got to carry my baby for 7 months, 8 months, 9 months. I was grateful to God for that. Yeah, because I don't know
Really from
how
day one.
I would have handled that I'm meant to be giving birth to my child now, and my child is still is not living. So even when I had the miscarriage, for me it was a matter of, I was grateful to God because at least it happened early. At least I lost the baby early. You know, it's still a loss, but it felt, I felt like that. But when, I mean, oh my gosh. Like, oh my gosh,
You know
it's so deep. Just talking about it, James,
Yeah.
my body's already shivering inside.
It was just a full-grown baby. And I've got pictures. I compare how she looked.
Yeah,
like,
looking at
with
the
my
scans.
kids,
Yeah.
with my kids now.
Oh
You know,
my
I know exactly everything. I know what she was wearing.
Wow.
I know everything. So that was like a baby. So anyway, it is very it's tricky. We all move on different. For me, time hasn't healed me. So I'm still healing, because 10 years later, time has not healed me. It is the baby that lived inside me. But regardless, in life we have to move on.
Definitely.
Same as you have a firstborn, you have a secondborn, you have a thirdborn. So I just carried on. And especially after I had my miscarriage, 8 weeks, there and then I thought, do you know what? I am not waiting another 2 years before I could try.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it straight away. And I fell pregnant straight away.
Yeah, and you've got two
And Naisha came.
Nice. Oh, wait, do now.
And
My
funny
baby.
enough, my that pregnancy, Naisha's pregnancy, I was so active. I did not have any, like all of these funny things that you have when you're pregnant.
Yeah. You were bursting,
I never
getting
called
on.
off sick. I think it was more of the people that were worrying now about me.
Yeah.
But I was fine.
Yeah.
I was like an elephant. I was huge.
Eating a lot.
In as much as my anxieties were kind of going up at times, but the fact that I would sit down and reflect, I'm fine. Actually, I'm fine. I know you cannot replace babies. You cannot replace them.
No.
So I treated that baby as her, and this one is this one.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of moved on. And I thought, okay, whatever's happened, my baby is there. In Stevenage, the cemetery, blah, blah, blah. This is another chapter of me.
Another chapter.
I need to move on. And I prayed, God, you know what? I'm gonna be after you. Please don't take this child now.
I'll have to be. You'll be wanting me now. You'll be
really
wanting me.
have to explain to me, what do you want from me? So that was the attitude that I had, and it really helped me. And also I going back to work. I kind of started going back to work because now I was really getting bored being at home, because all the thoughts will just come and everything.
Yeah, especially when you're all by yourself. That's when everything just comes, boom, on your head.
I need a distraction here. So I was distracting myself. I went to work. I started some business. We used to sell handbags and we used to do a lot of things.
Yeah, you felt like you're doing something.
That kind of distracted me. And to be honest, that was a big thing for me. I know it's just handbags. It was a big thing for me because actually even for my husband, it was a big thing because it kept us going. The conversations changed. You know, the way we related, it kind of changed because he had his own anxieties. He was so worried about me and I was so worried about him and him being a man. And I was like, now this man is seeing me crying all the time. Do you know what? I just need to, do you know what I mean? So, I kind of moved on in that way. And, of course, with the support that I had, I that really helped me, which, you know, there's like few people that I still appreciate even now.
Yeah.
And think, do you know what?
And you remember them as clear as anything.
As clear.
When you were at that time.
Yeah, there is one woman, which I'm going to mention, Auntie Kay. Auntie Kay from Luton. Oh, that woman. Like, God bless her. Honestly. Yeah. Yeah, it was
Auntie Kay, please, God bless you. I'm glad that you took care of my friend and I still have her. So thank you, Auntie Kay.
Auntie Kay, my Namu, Pastor Clara, you know, a lot.
The part they played.
Played
and
a big role.
You need something. And you know the way God is good as well. He would equip you with those kind of people. Yeah. People that will help you manage that pain that you are feeling at that moment, you know. As much as it's that painful and you are going through that, but you'll have those people who will just be holding you up, trying to keep you up. When you try to go down, they can sort of keep you up, keep you going.
My family, they're not in this country. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
They knew that I had people around me. Yeah. So that's how I moved on.
That's good, Chomi. Thank you, Auntie Kay, and everybody else who helped my friend through that time. If I was there, at that time, but I'm really, really, really glad to go to you had people because it is difficult for us who are coming from a different country. I mean, I didn't even know how to manage it, you know, because I don't have my mother here, you know, but I have the likes of Mam Nomonde, who is a big part of my life and who has been a mother to me. Yeah. So she was the one who constantly checking on me, and you do need that. You do need people who are checking up on you. As much as my mom would have loved to be there, because she would have, you know, to give me a hug to say, "Baby, it's gonna be okay." She would have loved that, but she couldn't be there at that moment. Yeah. Oh wow, thank you.
So it is something you can kind of move on from.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So we can't just hold ourselves into that cage. Yeah. At some point, you have to come out of the cage. Yeah.
Wow. And just to close it off, you know, women, we go through a lot. We go through a lot of. There's so many things that we go through a lot, and things like miscarriages, man, and stillbirths. Don't keep it in. Talk to someone. Talk to your loved ones. Whatever it is, and as much as you'd not want to talk. Yeah. But that's what you need. You need to have, even if it's one person. That you can sort of take that person that thing out, because these things lead to what? It leads to suicide. It's deep. Yeah, it's deep. I can't even explain it. It's really, really, really deep, you know, to lose a child. So seek support, whatever, therapy, whatever, and
and it's there.
Yeah, it's there. So seek support, and I will also be putting down places where you can seek further support, just to support you with that area of life where when you're at loss, you know, you lose someone, whether it's a child or whether it's even somebody, you know, even if it's not a child. But I will make sure that I put things that will support with that as well.
That's all for today. We had a great time this evening.
Yes, we did. So please subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe, leave us your
thumbs up and comment. We would really love to hear what you guys think about the topics, the episode, and if there's anything that you'd like us to add. Yes. So hope to see you soon on our next episode.
Oh yeah.
Bye.